Hi everyone, it's Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. This is today's project. It's based on something that I saw on Split Coast Stampers, and I thought, oh, I wonder if I could do that with Stampin' Up stamps. So I had to go, and this is what I came up with. And if you stay with me, I will show you how I made it. This is my base card. It's a piece of thick whisper white, and I've cut it to 8 inches by 4 inches and scored and folded halfway at the 4-inch mark. And I'm going to put it onto this plastic document holder and just folding that over, so this is going to protect the back. And I'm actually going to be using this as my palette. So I've got Pool Party classic stamping ink, and I'm just squashing the front and back of the ink pad together because I want to get some ink onto the lid here. So let's see if that's worked. Yes, it has. I've got a nice little lake of Pool Party there. Right, and I've got a broad brush, and I'm just going to spray a little puddle of water onto my plastic document wallet, and I'm just going to just brush across the front of the card, and then I'm going to pick up some of the Pool Party on my brush, and I'm just going to wipe that on in broad strokes. Okay, and I'm not worrying about the fact that it's overlapping. Just a little bit of water, a bit more water maybe, and there you go. Right, now I want that to dry, so this is my heat-proof mat. I've got my heat gun, and I'm just going to hurry it up and give it a bit of a waft. Now it will curl and buckle, and that's fine. And while it's still warm, I'm going to put it between two flat surfaces, and I'm just going to let it finish off cooling down underneath a heavy weight. I'm using Bella & Friends, and I'm going to be using these 3 stamps, and I've already gone ahead and mounted them up on my blocks. And ahead of time I also stamped 2 of them, the two little dogs there, onto post-it note. And this is the super sticky post-it note. This is the kind that's sticky all over. I've got a 2-inch square of shimmering white, and I've stuck it down to a piece of grid paper with post-it notes, and I've masked off about 1/4 of an inch all the way down. And I'm going to put the little dog with the bone is going to go in front. So I'm going to stamp her first. Okay, and she is a cheeky looking little doggy, so I want her coming in sort of from the side here, and I'm pressing firmly because I've got that ridge where the post-it notes are, so I'm pressing down, I'm just holding it and giving it plenty of time for the ink to transfer. And I'm using Archival Basic Black, by the way. Okay, so there's my little dog's cheeky little face. Now I've got the masks which I prepared earlier. I can just split them apart, and when I cut these out, first of all, I didn't cut out just one of them, I cut out about 2 or 3 of them, and I also cut inside the lines wherever I could, because if you cut exactly on the line, you will get some ghosting. And I also wasn't too fussy about, about the actual edge. I just cut just inside. So, and all of those, wiggly little bits, I left those out. Okay, so there's my first little dog in place. So now I've got the other dog, who is just sitting there Just basically being a good dog, and I only want her head, so I'm not really bothering about the rest of it. But I have caught the ink a little bit around the edge there, so I'm just going to come in with a paper tissue, just tidy that up a little bit. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's put this one at this sort of an angle and press down. Okay, so there's dog number 2, and finally I'm going to mask this little dog off as well. I'm not being too bothered about the body, because as long as the head is covered, that's all that matters. And I just want the balloon. Alright, I don't want the dog or the parrot. I just want the balloon. So I'm only inking up that part, and I'm deciding where I want it, and I think round about there looks good, and I'm going to push that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now, when I take away my post-its, and I will put them back inside the stamp case, I have 2 little dogs doing a selfie. I'm going to colour in my little dogs now, and I've got my Stampin' Up markers, I've got my neutral set, and I've got Peekaboo Peach and Flirty Flamingo from the new In Colours. I've got a blender pen, and I've got a Stampin' block here, and I'm going to start by colouring. Let me see, I'm going to start with some smoky slate. And I think that is done. Got a little piece of Whisper White card, which is 2.5 inches by 3 inches, and I've got the Just For You sentiment from Bella and Friends ready mounted on my block. Basic black archival ink, and I'm just going to stamp this just across the bottom of my scrap of card here. So I'm just eyeballing it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we are. So, well, it's not perfectly straight, but it's near enough, so I'm just going to go with it. Layering squares, framelets, and I'm trying to decide which size I want. So let me bring in my little 2 little dogs and decide how bigger. And I think that one is just about the right size. So it's this one. So just play around with them until you've got the one, you've got one that's about the right size. So I'm going to put this onto my magnetic platform. And I'm just evening it up a little bit there. And I should take that away, run that through the Syzex, and I will be right back. I'm back, and that is going to be the photo frame. I'm just taking a little bit of wet glue and just running it, tiny bead of it, around the very outside of my little picture here. My 2 little dogs Looking so sweet. And I'm going to bring in my frame. Just going to line that up. And I'm just going to decide how I want all of this to sit together. Because they're taking a selfie and they're dogs, you know, they've missed off half their faces. I'm just going to press that down. And there they are. Now I think that's a little bit wide, so I'm going to do some adjustments here. So I'm going to bring in my Stampin' trimmer, and I'm just going to line up the edge of my picture here with the very, very edge, so the furthest point of the cutting track. So it's not even that line, it's the line, it's the last little bit of brown that you can see, if you see what I mean. So I'm just going to chop that off, and then I'm going to do the same, exactly the same on the other side, so that it's balanced. So I probably could have cut this to, I don't know, about 2 1/4 inches before I even started. So, and the same thing for the top. Okay. Don't want that to move. Yeah. Okay. So probably could have cut that to, I don't know, 2 1/4 by 3 7/8. Or I could have left it as it was, but I thought it was just a little bit thick, so that's why I've trimmed it down. So card's nearly done. Let's bring back my base card, which has been flattening underneath the heavy weight of some of my punches there, and I'm just going to adhere that. So a bit of wet glue, and you can see on the back where take 1 went wrong. This is the good thing about paper, it's two-sided. And I want a jaunty angle. So great thing about jaunty angles is you don't have to be straight. Just press that down. And here is the finished card, nice and simple. But I want to bring in my prototype, the first one, the one I practiced on. And I also used Pretty Kitty on this one, because you can see there's a little cat there. Now, I like to stick to one stamp set when I'm filming these videos, because I don't want you to think that you've got to go out and buy up all of the Stampin' Up catalogue. You can if you want to, and you can afford it, and that's great, that's fine, but you don't need to. So I deliberately kept just Bella and Friends today, but if you can run to getting Bella and Friends and Pretty Kitty, they do complement each other. They're the same style of drawing, they're obviously done by the same artist, and they do mix and match and do work together really, really well. But meanwhile, that is it for today. Thank you very, very much for joining me. I would love it if you would give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment below. If you really like the video, then please do consider subscribing to my channel, because I will be posting more videos very soon. I have a blog, I have a Facebook page, and I have an online shop, and you can get there from the links in the more information box below. But for now, thank you once again for joining me, and I hope that I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.